Hi everyone, here is Paz from Dark Tower Interactive, and today we are going to see how to use the new feature that we have integrated in the updated dialogue system in ACF Ultimate. First of all, let's open one of the dialogues we have already created in the sample project. For instance, the one from ACF Guy. We have already seen in the previous tutorial how to use and how to create a new dialogue and how to assign it to a new NPC. Today we are going to see the new features like the text exporter and the voice and animation generation. First of all, let's take a look on how you create a dialogue like this from a text file and export it from to a text file. So here we have this new window about export import that only appears if we are targeting the entire dialogue, not if we click onto a specific node, just when we click on the dialogue. We can select the directory we want to export things. For instance, we can choose documents and select the folder and export dialogue to text. Here we are. Then if we open the documents folder, we will see the dialogue that has been exported with all the comments in the beginning, the node ID, the tag of the character, and yeah, of course the dialogue and the various options set as option 1, option 2 and whatever. Then if we want to import a new dialogue, what we can do is, for instance, to create a new dialogue going from ACF tools, dialogue graph, new dialogue just as a test. Then we go and import dialogue from text. We select, for instance, ACF guy, learn ACF. Yes, and it will recreate all the nodes with all the dialogue set, all the tag set, all in a second. This will make it very easy for you to just use LLMs or ChatGPT or any kind of AI to generate your dialogues very easily. Another very cool feature we have added to ACF 0.43 is actually the possibility of generating the audio of the dialogue directly within the editor itself using AI and Elven Labs. Before showing how to do this, we will need to actually set up the Elven Labs key and the character voice that we want to use. So for instance, for ACF guy, in this node we have the text, the dialogue that is going to have in the conversation, and his participant tag, which is character ACF guy. If we go into project settings, relocate ASN dialogue settings, we will find the data asset called as voice config data assets and the TTS voice generation key. Here we will need to paste our Elven Lab key that we are going to use to generate the voice. And here we are going to set all the definition for all the characters that we are going to generate the voice of. If we open these, we will see that we have ACF guy, companion, blacksmith, asset pusher, and all the characters of the sample project. For ACF guy, we have selected the voice of Brad, clear narrator for documentary, and this is the voice ID that you will find in Elven Lab. You can refresh your voices, and all the voices that in Elven Lab you have put in your favorites will appear here. We have like just a couple for the sample project. Then we can select them from here or by manually copy pasting the voice ID here. Then we can go back to our dialogue, and if we hit the generate TTS button, we wait a bit and we will have the dialogue created here following this text and using the configuration that we have, that we have here in the data asset, so basically with Brad's voice. And where is that one? Here we are. We can also locate it in the audio file.
Now, if you're still feeling brave, there's one last challenge waiting.
Yeah, it worked pretty nice. And now we also want to generate facial animation for this. It's also ended automatically by ACF. So let's go again to the project settings, again Ashen dialogue settings, and here we have the facial animation that will be used by the system to generate the animation. The mesh, with the skeletal mesh that will need to be used, we have a default one, which is basically the one from MetaHuman, and I suggest to use this one or a MetaHuman compatible one. And then we have the here we are, the folder in which all the animation will be generated, and the MetaHuman performance file, which is basically a configuration file for the animation. So we go again in the dialogue, we go in the node in which we have the sound already generated and placed, and then we go into the facial configuration, facial animation configuration part, and we can select if we want to generate also the blinking, which of course I suggest to remain to true, and the mood that we want to keep for this dialogue. We can choose between like fear, surprise. Let's try with happy, and we can set how happy the animation will be when we generate it. Once we are happy with those settings, we can click on generate facial animation, and we will see the animation will appear automatically here. Now, if you're still feeling brave, blah blah blah, if we open this, we'll see that it will basically say those same things. Now, and as we can see, he also somehow happy. I think the combination of all those tools will make very, very easy for you to create complex dialogue scenes with many characters, auto-generate voice, auto-generate text, connect to an LLM, generate animation. Everything is super, super easy now. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you want to see more tutorials like that. Request your tutorial in the comments below, and see you into the next video. Bye!